this morning. It is Wednesday morning at 9:30, and we are beginning the Be the Light meditation here together. And we have just voted in new leadership here in America. And because America is a dominant force in the entire, actually, universe, not just planet, but the energies that are unleashed in the directions have profound nature into every single sector of how people operate on this earth. So last week we saw millions and millions and millions of women taking to the streets. It doesn't matter what their specific personal little platform was about. What mattered was is they were getting out of their homes and saying something else. We need to create and connect and use this energy that has been activated within to make new choices. And that comes first with discerning what is true, what is right. And if we focus on that and keep moving and galvanizing, and it's like gold panning, and not letting the other strong voices of fear and pushing or police state or whatever is coming as a result deter us from holding this truth. And in fact, because the divine plan actually is an unfolding and a discreation of that which can't hold truth, we might see systems fail. There might be a time where there's not things available that we relied on to keep us warm, or a perception of being safe, or being able to go on the internet free. It's all could be in a free fall for a while. So we have to be prepared to keep our own boats, our own consciousness ship shape and align with the bigger picture with our eye on the goal. And the goal is those with eyes to see and ears to hear what is right and true and aligned with the bigger plan for Earth will in fact keep moving towards a coalesced energy, form, and structure of new ways of living on the Earth. So we each had freedom of choice, and we are witnessing the fallout and what I call as the mom, the natural consequences of children choosing. We can't even call it misbehavior. Behavior is out of the range of what we would choose to do. And they are choosing it to do because that is their underlying karma. And it is part of the undertow of pulling out and smashing against and drowning that which is not life-giving forces on earth. So when we get upset, look at the bigger picture and anchor yourself in your own truth. So that's what today's meditation is going to be about. It's going to be about picturing that our consciousness is constantly gold panning. And in fact, our consciousness is this. It is a freely moving geometric golden structure, but sometimes we get barnacles and crud and fear, and it can't let the light in and it can't move. It gets stuck. So our best thing to move with the universal forces and the truth and the bigger, higher vibrating plan, which has a specific geometric structure already forming just by your presence here, that will lock on and move seamlessly and synchronistically into the new paradigm for Earth. I'm actually summarizing a lot of things, but there's no way that words can wrap around exactly how this is working. But your best bet is to keep your vehicle up and running and clear and sparkly and golden, so that the electromagnetic circuitry of your being can keep moving unencumbered by the thick walls of fear and anger and angst consciousness. Now, the good news is the march brought up feelings of empowerment By and large, that number of people on the street peacefully moving and merging shows us how people empowered, all these consciousnesses together were moving and moving and moving. It was a tremendously energizing and activating scene, of which now each person is responsible for public domain benevolent action. First, alignment, then action. Okay, let's do our meditation. Let's take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. First, we thank ourselves for being here and setting aside this time for the priority of what is right for ourselves and for the destiny of this planet. Notice your circuitry. Your nervous system will tell you, are you feeling frazzled? Do you feel grounded? Do you have roots right now? What does your antenna to source look like right now? Has it been cut off? How is your physicality working in tandem with your consciousness? Have you been wanting to get your consciousness out of your body, to dissociate? Be honest with yourself. Just notice and let it go. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth and acknowledge how courageous you are to be here in this tumultuous time, constantly tending to your boat and vehicle of light. So as we ask and intend to set this sacred space, we place a hold on of balance over our entire energy field. We command that only energies of the highest light may be in our space now. We ask that all distracting thoughts be dissolved. We ask that that beautiful silvery light, liquid light and essence of who we truly are is beginning to flow and to thaw within ourselves any areas that have been stuck, angry, or holding negativity. Just let it go. Your highest service is to be a messenger holding vibrational codes through your circuitry even before you begin to speak. And in fact, the words will be misaligned if you have not cleared the gunk first. So just imagine that through your bloodstream, your body, and the circuitry of your geometric consciousness, that you are having a tune-up. And of course, our higher guides are here simply by their thoughts and their consciousness. They are guiding the shifting within your physical, emotional, and energetic fields now. Take a deep breath if you need to move a little bit. Sometimes the energies need just a little shaking out as they are quickening, like lightning, through your body, breaking up the little nodules of thought forms of resistance, of angst. And take a deep breath, and occasionally you might feel like a little pop sensation in your body as things really do begin to open up simply by our asking. Take a deep breath and just allow it. If any of you sew, it's like a super lubricant going into your sewing machine where if it's getting stuck before, suddenly it is like soundless machinery that is so synchronistic it just can take off. Just let your body restitch itself and let everything be cleared. And we haven't even opened to source yet, so take a deep breath through your nose. We are simply working with our guides in our own consciousness. Why? Because we have to prepare ourselves for the higher vibrations, and they won't get in unless we have cleared some space. So notice in your body if there's any area that is so full that it is dense and the energy is not moving, and therefore would push away the energies of source that are coming in. We're doing a preliminary lubricating clearing. Just notice, for me it's my neck on the right side. And take a deep breath. And in the Viva Light meditation, we are learning to empower ourselves. Imagine that you are generating warmth and movement in the area that you perceive as stuck. And notice that it actually is beginning to move. You can put a golden spiral, a golden light, and break up the energy. And just watch it happening. Allow it and accept that it is true. This is your creation. Everything in your life has been your creation, and you are taking back your power to recreate yourself and your experience. So we ask and intend that specifically our brain is now dusted with very fine-tuned little brushes. In any areas that haven't been connecting, that have been dense or stuck, are now being reformed to take on the next level of vibrational essence. We're preparing ourselves for a vibrational upgrade. So just let your brain settle in with the knowing that you signed up to be a human, feeling safe and anchored in your physicality here on earth, holding extremely high energy profiles, specific to your own mission. Take a very deep breath so that you feel very physically embodied. As we now imagine we are opening our crown chakra like an aperture, like a camera aperture, like it's a large cup, a huge cup, and the stem of this beautiful is like a pedestal going down into the core of your being. But it's like a huge golden satellite dish. We ask and intend that the specific formula of harmonics and vibration for each of us, for what is needed for our retuning and upgrade, begin to be prepared by the Creator now. We ask that this energy comes towards us in a beautiful, thick, luscious channel of light. We ask that this channel of light come into an essence liquid form and begin to fill this beautiful bowl, this satellite dish that is hovering over the top of our head. We ask that it begin to stream down into the stem, and this energy knows exactly where it needs to go. Into organs for cleansing and upgrading, realigning, and connecting with all systems, hormonal systems, lymph systems, circulatory systems, respiratory systems, musculoskeletal systems. All are being reorchestrated and moving together as never before. Extremely intricate, minute frequency realignment is taking place. All you have to do is just sense and allow. We are making the infrastructure of your consciousness more complicated, more expressive of the divine being that you truly are here on earth in this moment, so that you will be radiating out like a radio station simply by your presence, your look, your touch, your eyes. Truth, light, goodness, omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, the seven principles. Truth, beauty, goodness, love, omniscience, omnipresence, and omnipotence. Let yourself be filled with the exact quotient of each of these divine vibrational principles that will assist you to express your divine essence on the world as it is needed now. Take a deep breath and let it come right down to your toes. Imagine that there is no part of you separate from this beautiful flushing recoloration process. Nice deep breath, wiggle your fingers and toes. It's not about sending our consciousness outside of our body and just having a nothing experience. It is about embodying these new frequencies powerfully into your physicality, into your cells. Take a deep breath. Into every blood cell, into the tips of your ears, the top of your head, your back, your shoulders, back of your knees. All parts of yourself are being radiated with this divine warmth and flow of essence. Let this energy come now into your third eye. Let this area be a blank slate, that you may see all with the eyes of God, with compassion and allowance, as others act out their fears, their hopes, their confusion. Without judgment, you allow them their own destiny, their own karma. And you simply glow and stabilize and anchor yourself in your own essence. By your very presence, you will be allowing their potential awakening and awareness of the energetic field that you are holding. Perhaps they perceptually won't notice, won't want it or need it or care. For their path is their path. So we relinquish any feeling of huge responsibility, of having to fix things, or being angry or confused, as we simply blow this essence and glow. And let our words of truth and love and compassion flow forth at the right timing, measured, carefully, and kind. This is the highest form of service at great times of change. You're a beacon of light as others have their boats being tossed and turned, and they are exhausted. And you don't have to bring them onto your boat. You just be an example and a mentor of how to mend and tend to their own boats, so we may move together as an awakened, enlightened, self-responsible population. So we're about ready to finish this meditation. There is still very, very powerful, intense energies moving through each of us, and will continue to do so. And you can reference this specific feeling that you have in your heart in this moment. all has a purpose. All is part of a divine timing. There's the deep dredging of the pond for all the garbage that has been thrown into the lake of the world. And it is time to bring the garbage out and properly dispose of it. It's time. And you accept and allow the bigger picture and flow of this deep, deep cleansing, always taking responsibility for yourself first. Take a deep breath, anchor this energy down into the earth, and connect with all the other beings who are awakening or who desire to awaken. Send the energy up through your body. Let it briefly mix in your heart, send it up through your head, back up to source, and now plug in so that you are residing at source on this earth, and your body is the mediating vehicle. And it's that simple, and that's the truth. So we ask and intend that these energies assimilate and integrate over 3 weeks, because this is a very, very, very thorough embodiment. And it's because this level of intense movement is needed, and you've asked for it in this moment. And so it is. So we will come back now into our normal everyday consciousness. You can open up your eyes and notice that the things that seemed important before were distracting aren't important anymore. They slide off. Why? Because you're being the light. Those little things aren't in the shadows to sneak around and grab you anymore. So in a moment, we're going to turn off the recording and discuss what's up, what your own issues are. We could do a personal healing. So right now, I'm going to sign off on the record part. I am Jan Jorgensen at Sound and Light Healing Arts